Hey everyone, and welcome! I'm going to be your personal guide as we do a deep dive into Tainan, a place that's known as the very soul of Taiwan. We're about to find out exactly why this one city holds so many incredible stories. So together, let's journey through its layers of history, nature, and art. Let's jump right in. So I want you to really hold on to that question as we explore, because Tainan, well, it's not just one thing. It's a city of amazing contrasts. We're going to explore its different chapters. First, we'll step back in time and feel the echoes of empires. Then, we'll trek through nature's wild, untamed art. And finally, we'll walk through a modern creative canvas to see the city's vibrant future. And we're going to begin right where it all started. To really understand Taiwan, you have to understand Tainan. Why? Because this is the city where the island's modern history was well and truly born. Okay, so these three dates, they're basically the anchor points for our entire journey. Think of them as the building blocks. In 1624, the Dutch arrive and set up shop. Fast forward to 1661, a huge moment of national pride when the hero Koxinga fights to take the island back. And then, by 1867, Tainan is a buzzing global trading hub. Each one of these moments left a physical mark on the city that you can still go and see today. This brings us to our first stop, the original Fort Zeelandia, which we now call Anping Old Fort. And get this, the secret to its survival is just wild. The original walls, which are still standing after 400 years, were held together by a mix of sticky rice, syrup, and crushed oyster shells. Can you believe that? It's like a recipe. It's such a perfect example of Tainan's amazing ingenuity.
And just a few steps away from those ancient walls, you'll find Anping Old Street. This is literally the first merchant street in all of Taiwan. And let me tell you, it is a paradise for your senses. You can hear the constant pop, pop, pop of fresh shrimp crackers being made. You can smell those incredible savory oyster omelets sizzling away. And you'll see these famous sword lion talismans that locals used to put on their doors to keep bad spirits out.
Okay, so remember that second date, 1661? This is where that story comes to life. The story of how the Dutch were finally driven out. This is the Lu Chier Herman Temple. I mean, just look at the architecture. It's so grand, you feel like you've somehow stepped into Beijing's Forbidden City. It's dedicated to Mazu, the goddess of the sea, and legend has it that it was Mazu herself who raised the tides, making a path for the hero Koxinga to land his ships right here and start his campaign. It's where history and myth just blend together beautifully. But human history is really only half the story in Tainan. For centuries, nature has been writing its own epic tale here. Sometimes it preserves ancient landscapes, and other times, well, it takes back what humans left behind. You have got to see this. This is the Sikao Green Tunnel. It's actually Taiwan's very first canal, but now it's a protected mangrove forest. You get to glide along on a bamboo raft, and the trees just form this perfect, magical canopy right over your head. And here's the best part. If you look at the water when it's really still, the reflection of the trees creates a shape that looks just like a pair of lips. Locals call it the angel's kiss. How cool is that? All right, so from that calm, gentle side of nature, we're about to witness its awesome, relentless power. This is the Amping Treehouse. It used to be a warehouse for a British trading company, but after it was abandoned, massive banyan trees just completely swallowed the building over the last 70 years. I mean, they devoured it. Walking through it feels like you've just stumbled upon a lost temple in an adventure movie. And this just perfectly shows you the two different faces of nature in Tainan. On the one hand, you have the Green Tunnel, an ecosystem that's been carefully preserved for over 200 years. And on the other hand, you've got the treehouse, where nature has aggressively taken back an industrial building, turning brick and mortar back into a forest. The contrast is just stunning. So you have this deep connection to history and this powerful presence of nature. What do you get when you mix them all together? Well, you get Tainan's incredible creative spirit. This city doesn't just live in the past, it's constantly reinventing itself, becoming this vibrant modern cultural hub where art is literally everywhere you look. Now, I bet you weren't expecting to find a full-on European palace in southern Taiwan, but that's exactly what the Chi-Mei Museum feels like. You can see it has this incredible replica of the Apollo fountain from Versailles, and it was all built with one simple, beautiful idea from its founder, that amazing art should be for everybody, not just for the elite. And the collection inside it's just staggering. I mean, to give you an idea of the scale, This museum is home to the single largest collection of violins in the entire world. We're talking priceless, famous Stradivarius instruments you've only ever read about. It's an absolute treasure. Okay, so from the classical, we're making a jump to the super contemporary. This is the Blueprint Culture and Creative Park. These buildings were once abandoned dormitories, just left to decay. But instead of tearing them down, the city turned them into a canvas for artists. The centerpiece is this incredible 3D blueprint on the wall. It honestly feels like you're walking right into an architect's drawing. And this right here perfectly captures the artistic range of Tainan. You can spend your morning admiring 13th century European masterpieces in a grand palace, and then spend your afternoon exploring vibrant, modern street art in a revitalized industrial park. It's a city that truly celebrates both the classical and the cutting edge. So as we bring our little journey to a close, it's pretty clear that Tainan isn't just a city of sights, it's a city of stories. You've got stories of pioneers, of goddesses, of artists, and even stories of trees, all of them woven together to create the soul of Taiwan. So here's the big takeaway. A trip to Tainan is really a three-part adventure. First, you get to walk through history itself. Second, you witness the two incredible faces of nature, one carefully preserved, the other one wild and reclaiming. And third, you discover this amazing world of art, from timeless classics to the super modern. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. Tainan offers these three distinct, incredible journeys. The only real question left is, which chapter of this amazing city's story are you going to choose to open first?